Hey there mamas, this is Lee with Creative Two-Time Mom, and today I'm going to share with you our family's favorite pizza recipe. I'm not exactly sure where this came from, but it's the pizza recipe that we use every week. We do homemade pizza usually about once a week. So this is the one that I use every time and it comes out perfect. We just love it. We're going to start out with 2 packages of quick rising yeast, or if you get it in the jar like this, 1 package is 2 1/4 teaspoons. So for 2 packages, I'm going to do 4, that's 3, 4, and I'm just going to eyeball a half. Okay, to that we are going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm sure there's got to be a way to substitute honey, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar. And to that, I'm going to come over to the sink. And I'm going to add 2 cups of warm water. And we're going to let our yeast proof for about 5 minutes. Okay, now that we've let our yeast sit for a little bit, we're going to add 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we're going to add, the original recipe called for a tablespoon of salt, which just seemed like overkill to me. So I'm going to only add 1/2 of a tablespoon of salt. To that, I'm also going to add a tablespoon of basil and a tablespoon of oregano. Now, if you don't have basil and oregano in your kitchen, you can just take a Italian seasoning mix, which is what I'm doing, and add 2 tablespoons of that. So there's our seasoning mix. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. And a teaspoon of onion powder. And our last ingredients before the flour, you're going to add about 1/2 cup of Parmesan. I don't have quite that much today, but this adds a nice cheesy flavor to the crust. So we're going to mix up all our spices. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is decide what kind of flour you want to use. Sometimes I will mix mine 1/2 and 1/2 whole wheat, 1/2 white flour, and sometimes I just do whole wheat flour. If you're going to do all white flour, you're looking at 6 cups, excuse me. If you're doing 1/2 and 1/2, probably 5 1/2 cups altogether. I'm going to do straight up whole wheat right now, and so I will probably have about 5 cups when I'm done. So we're going to start out with 3 cups of flour and mix that together first. After you've mixed in the first 3 cups of flour, then you can go ahead and add the last 2. And this is such a good pizza dough. A lot of times I will do 1 full recipe in the KitchenAid, and then I'll also have a full recipe going in the bread machine. And then that way I will have enough for 4 crusts, and you can freeze it too. So we use 4 crusts in a month. So I'll do 2 in the KitchenAid and 2 in the bread machine. and then I will use one that evening and freeze the other 3 so that we have enough to go throughout the month. So you're just gonna go ahead and let the machine do its work as it kneads in the rest of the flour until it's all incorporated, and then we'll check it out. Okay, so our dough has finished mixing. Sometimes I will, it's a very dry dough, I'll take it and just form it together into a ball after the KitchenAid has mixed it all together. Yeah, you can put this into a greased pan to rise. I'll just leave it in the bowl here. You're going to cover it and allow it to, well, if you're using this today, which I'm going to use half of this today, I'm going to put half of it in the freezer. So you're going to cover it and allow it to rise until it's doubled, which I found only takes about a half hour. So a lot of times I'll do it just before dinner. If you want to freeze it, just go ahead and wrap it and you can throw it in the freezer. It'll stay for about a month. Like I said, a lot of times I'll do all of our pizza dough for the month during the first week. So it'll last for quite a while in the freezer. You can also make these into garlic bread or breadsticks. They make really good breadsticks. Or if you want to do like a cinnamon sugar breadstick, you can just leave out the seasoning and add just some brushed butter and some cinnamon sugar on top of the breadsticks after they're done cooking. When you get ready to cook your pizza, it's gonna bake at 375, yeah, for 25 minutes. Or you can also use this recipe to make bread at 350 for 35 minutes. So this is our favorite pizza dough recipe. I hope you guys check it out. Let me know if you try it and what you think. Have a great day. Bye-bye.